Hi everyone, I am Amanda Durnan and I'm the principal here at Byron Primary School, and I am here to share a little bit of information or review, could be new or review information regarding Title I and how it looks not only in Byron Primary School but also in Byron Public Schools. So welcome. Hopefully through our goals here you'll learn more about our Title I process, identification process. You'll learn about the state and federal mandates that help guide this Title I process. We will definitely have an opportunity for you to ask more questions if you would like to come in and visit on a conference night regarding Title I. And throughout the year, our goal is to gather input on how all of our processes work, and there will be an opportunity for you in the springtime to provide some survey information on Title I and your understanding of the process. So this is what we're going to do today, and hopefully there will be some just clarifications, and hopefully you'll leave us some good information. Title I is a federal program, and it is designed to support state and local education initiatives. And it is very targeted to supplement learning in reading and math. The goal is to look at where all of our students are in their academic foundations and to be able to look at their data to put pieces in place to help them so that they are as close to meeting proficiency on our state and local curricular standards and assessments. So there is a reason behind Title I. There is a reason behind Title I funding, and we are able to put some additional programming in place here at Byron to really help with students who may be falling into that title category. Now, you've probably gotten a letter that shared that your child has qualified for Title I in either reading and or math. It could be both. It could be one or the other. And with that, we are going to be able to provide them some additional support to help them reach those levels of proficiency. So title does come in the form of financial assistance, and it is determined by state criteria. It changes from year to year. This year, our allotment is $25,747.80. As you can see, too, it's kind of bounced up and down over the last few years here. The funding does have to be directly connected and allocated to providing reading and math support for students who are falling within an assessment window that shows us that they could possibly benefit from additional reading and support help. And again, we'll get to a slide where I can kind of explain too what that kind of support might look like, because we do have lots of different ways that we can help meet all of our students' needs with their reading and math. And again, districts can allocate the Title I money however they want to, as long as it is being targeted to support students in reading and math assistance. So how does a child qualify for Title I? So on your letter, it should have highlighted that your student, if they did qualify for reading or math, we did put some guidelines there as far as those data points that show where our children are performing in their fall data. Now again, we do fall, winter, and spring assessments, and we have started with our fall assessments. And so again, we have classroom assessments, teacher recommendation. If your child is in 3rd, 4th, or 5th grade, we look at their Minnesota Comprehensive Assessment from last spring, so their MCA data. We also look at in the primary school, their FAST reading and math data. And then we also look at guided reading and phonics assessments. So there's a lot of different little data points here that we look at, that because we know again that students can perform differently from day to day and week to week. So it's nice to kind of get a little triangular snapshot at how kids are doing. And we do look at some percentiles to be able to determine if a child is qualifying for reading or math help as far as the Title I framework goes. Okay, so part of Title I is the financial assistance to help with to help schools come up with some plans on how they can help those students that are falling into certain percentiles. And another part of it is a parent compact. It's just a simple agreement or partnership pledge, meaning that we want to work collaboratively from home to school and from teacher to parent and student to essentially make sure that we are all working together to help best meet the needs of all of our students. This is a federal requirement due to Title I being a federal initiative. And so we do ask for the compact to be signed, and we do keep a record on file in the office. So this will have come with your child's letter. You can return it at conference time. You can return it prior to conferences if you're comfortable doing that. And again, Title I is not a stigma by any means. It's just a way for us to work together to provide what our students need. Okay, so again, we received $25,747.80 this year, and that is K-5. So between the intermediate school and the primary school, that is our funding allotment for Title. We currently use our allotment to provide paraprofessional support K through 5. Our paraprofessionals are trained in reading and math interventions, and they are able to push into grade levels to provide additional reading and math support. And how that might look is they might meet one-on-one with the student for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, doing some review work. They may meet with a small group of students to work on some of those reading and math foundational skills. They may simply come into the classroom and do some additional support in the classroom while the teacher is providing additional instruction, or if they're getting into small group work, the paraprofessional may walk around and do additional support in the classroom. Again, it's K through 5. This is never, if a paraprofessional is coming in to do some do small group work or one-on-one support, it is not ever in replace to core instruction. It's in addition to. So the classroom teacher really is the hub of all of the instruction that happens in the classroom. And we have actually set aside time throughout our day for all of our grade levels, K1 and 2, to be able to have that support time built in so that they can utilize the additional support as a grade level. And again, it's not replacing any core instruction or new instruction. It's just supplemental in assisting. So here's just kind of a little bit of a diamond here where you can kind of see that our core instruction is in the middle. And from all of our data that we look at, we kind of look at this from a multi-tiered systems of support, knowing that we have students that are going to individually benefit from additional supports. So we have our, towards the left, we have our Tier 2 students. Those are students when we're looking at some looking at our FAST data in particular, students who are in the 16th through the 39th percentile. And we know from their data that some small group repracticing may benefit them. We also have students that may qualify for Tier 3 support. Tier 3 is more of an intensive one-to-one or two-to-one support for students who are needing some much more intensive than our Tier 2 students, and they actually work with our reading specialist who is trained in providing those more intensive tier supports. We also have students who we know are meeting their proficiencies and meeting their benchmark proficiencies, and they also can benefit from enrichment opportunities. All of our grade levels have built those enrichment opportunities in as well. So our goal really is to look at each student as an individual and know what their personalized learning constitutes, and then being able to provide what they need so that they can keep moving along. All right, so our core reading and math usually is 90 to 120 minutes of reading and 60 to 90 minutes of math each day, and this is taught by the classroom teacher. Our Tier 2, we do call it STARS time. We strive for 5 days a week. We do a day of progress monitoring. So 4 days a week are flexible group work. It could be, again, in those small group paraprofessional settings. And on a 5th day out of the week, we do what we call progress monitoring, where it's we do a check-in with the students to see if their skills are progressing and they're making progress. We also offer Dreams, which is an after-school program, and we will be getting that started for our 1st and 2nd graders here in November. That also is for our students who are in that title category. And then we also offer Summer Dreams that we wait until springtime to determine what students may benefit from some summer academic support. And then again, that Tier 2 is in addition to our core instruction. Tier 3 is, again, in addition to core and Tier 2, and it's very focused small group instruction with our licensed reading specialist. She focuses on leveled literacy interventions that are specific to each student. We do use standards-based grading here at Byron, and so if you are not familiar with standards-based grading, this is just informational for you. We know what our critical standards are that we want our students to learn and know from year to year. And all of our standards on our progress report are viewed as the end of the year standard, which means as we progress through the learning continuum, it's okay that not all students are at a 3. We wouldn't expect them to be at a 3. We're working towards that 3. And as you can kind of see here, our scale shows a 1, 2, 3 scale. We work to get our students all to that end of year goal, and we can't do it without additional support. So that is our goal, and you will get to talk more about this when you meet with your child's teacher at conferences as well. They'll kind of be able to explain and share where they're at with some first quarter progress report assessments. We also use our Primary Pride Foundation as a separate grading. We do know that our kids are learning foundational skills here, not only in their academics, but also in their social emotional learning. And we do not, we honestly do not want a child's behavior to negatively or positively impact what they know and understand. And so we do a separate Pride foundational grading that coincides with their student progress report. And it does not, again, our academics and our behaviors are kept separate because we know that they are 2 separate entities. All right, as a parent, what can you do? Again, communicate regularly with us. Get connected with what's happening in school in your child's classroom. Ask questions. We will, if we don't know, we will seek answers. We encourage you to seek answers. Continue to support your child's learning. And again, if your child is invited for the After School Dreams program or Summer Dreams, we do have transportation. So we're hoping to kind of remove any barriers that would prohibit your child from attending these additional supports. So if you have any questions about Dreams or Summer Dreams, you can feel free to reach out. We do have a Dreams coordinator that we can connect you with. And then again, read. We just know that reading is the best way to connect our kids to just literacy foundations. Again, when we are looking at what documents do we use to help determine processes we're going to get started in our schools or what we need to do to hold ourselves accountable, we do look at our Minnesota State Standards, our local literacy plan, which is a state requirement. You may have heard of Read Well by 3rd grade. We do have to have processes in place to help our students all meet those benchmark contingencies. We also have a local district plan of literacy instruction. We also have a literacy instructional framework on, again, best pedagogy and helping our students reach their goals. And we also have all of our teachers connecting in professional learning communities weekly, otherwise known as PLCs. We also monitor progress and watch our students' progress regularly. And we want to celebrate them and celebrate their growth whenever we get the chance to. Thank you for partnering with us. If you have any questions, there's another in the message that was sent, a way for you to connect if you would like to visit on conference night. Thank you for listening and have a great day.